going through menopause can certainly make weight loss more challenging, but there's something you can do about it. I'm Dr. Brett Scher, the medical director at DietDoctor.com, and I want to bring your attention to a brand new guide we just published written by Ann Mullins about women going through menopause, struggling with weight loss, and what we can do about it. So let's face it, this is a common topic that's happening to women as they age. That can be pretty frustrating. It just seems really unfair, doesn't it? Along with all the other hormonal changes that are happening and the effects on the body, that you would have to deal with weight gain or inability to lose weight as well. Just really does seem unfair, but sometimes that's reality. As my kids like to say, life's not fair, get over it, right? But there's something we can do about it, and that's the key. So I want to talk to you about this guide because Ann does a wonderful job stepping through, what is menopause? What can you expect with menopause? What are the hormonal changes that happen? And what are the weight loss challenges? So there are plenty of studies that show weight gain continues and even speeds up as women hit menopause. So there's a question, is it just age related or is it truly hormone related? The majority of evidence does suggest that the hormones play a significant role, more so than just age in general. But some of the other concerns is it comes along with loss of muscle mass and increased body fat, which is certainly not what we want. It comes along with insulin resistance, which is certainly not what we want, which can lead to metabolic syndrome, which becomes more likely. Resting energy expenditure can go down. So there's a sort of a snowball constellation effect that can happen with the weight gain, with the hormonal changes that we really want to prevent. So it's not always just about the weight. It's more importantly probably about the metabolic health, but frequently they do sort of come together because the things that you can do to address the metabolic health will frequently benefit the weight gain as well. So she has 8 tips that she lists in this guide for managing weight at menopause. And number 1 is eat a low-carb or ketogenic diet. It's not the only diet that works, but it certainly is one dietary pattern that works for a number of people because it can address hunger. It can help with natural calorie restriction and not to the point where we lower our basal metabolic rate. And it can can help people enjoy their meals while still adding and providing adequate amounts of protein and adequate nutrition, which is so important, especially when we're talking about maintaining muscle mass. So a low-carb diet definitely can help with weight loss during menopause, and it addresses insulin. And that's another big key, right? Because as we talked about, some of the associated conditions with menopausal weight gain are related to insulin resistance and metabolic syndrome. So addressing that as well seems like a twofer. So definitely worth a try. Again, not that it's the only dietary pattern that's going to work, but it certainly works well for a number of people and you get added bonuses. Number 2 is eat enough protein, right? So that's important. And that usually goes along with a low carb or ketogenic diet because losing muscle mass is something we absolutely need to prevent as we age. And muscle burns more calories at rest. So that's important to help with your basal metabolic rate and to prevent sarcopenia and frailty as we age. And it starts earlier. The earlier you start to prevent it, the better. So making sure you get adequate amount of protein, 1.2 to 1.7 grams per kilogram per day. We have references at DietDoctor.com with a full protein guide to help guide you through that. And along those lines, doing some resistance training. A lot of people think as they age, I'm just going to go for a walk and that's good for my exercise. I don't want to risk getting hurt. But maintaining muscle mass or even building some muscle mass with resistance training is so important. And combining that with your protein intake can really help improve your metabolic rate, help with weight loss, and improve the metabolic health and prevent the metabolic decline that we see with menopause. So important. And then time-restricted eating. Again, along with a low-carb diet, it addresses the concerns of rising insulin and insulin resistance and helps with natural caloric restriction and weight loss and metabolic health, all tied in. So that makes a lot of sense. And then she also talks about prioritizing sleep, managing stress, also very important because those affect hormones, right? And then we already have women going through menopause already have enough hormonal dysregulation that abnormal sleep patterns and increased stress just contribute to it. So managing those. So I encourage you to read through her whole guide with references and links and really some good detail about what you can do about it. So yes, increased weight gain with menopause may be unfair, but there is something we can do about it. And I encourage you to read this guide to learn more. All right. I hope that helps. Have a great day, everybody. Take care.